Yeah, g'day YouTubers. Tinker O'Toole again with another video. Done a few modifications using my slide vise, so I'm going to just sort of briefly talk about that. We've spoken about it before in the past. Got this one off eBay. It's got a couple of holes at the back here. I drilled a few other holes for mounting, so it's got about 5 holes in it, so it's pretty universal. I removed the compound slide and I've got it attached to the cross slide. Can use it on the compound slide, but you need to drop the vise down to the lower one here. You're limited by your movement because with the compound slide, with the attachment at the back here, the fine attachment, you can move it, hundredths of thousandths of an inch. Whereas on here, you've got to use the apron to move it backwards and forward. So if you only want to do a couple of thou, it's a little bit fiddly. But nonetheless, you can still do that with fairly important jobs. So this type of vise that it comes with, we can just sort of talk about that. You buy the whole lot, which is what you see, the vise here and the slide. This moves up to about 80 millimeters, so you can wind it right up in this position, up quite high. But there's no benefit in winding it up really that high when you can only fit something in the vise that will only take something of about 55 millimeters. So that's the widest the vise opens up. Right, just about there. So you're limited by that which is horizontal. You can't put anything in there vertical that's longer. Like I could put something in there that was that long this way, but I can't put anything in vertical. If I was to try and turn the vise in the opposite direction, facing vertical rather than horizontal, which it is at the moment, the slots on the vise don't line up with the T-slots there. Would have been good if the vise was made so that it did, but it doesn't. So you're limited. Now, in most cases, you'll probably only need, if you're only doing small jobs, this will get you out of a lot of trouble. If you're doing something bigger, which I had to do the other day, I thought, this is not going to be the first time that I've got a bigger job that I need to put on. So there are a couple of ways to achieve that, and we'll actually have a look at those on how to do that. So what I will do is take this off, and I'd like to show you some other ways of what you can attach to this sliding vise. Okay, so now that we've got the vise off, you've got your 3 slots here, and you have to put your T-bolts there, or T-nuts I should say. I've made quite a few of my own. They're very simple. These ones are 8 millimeters, and they go in there. So what you can do is you could get jobs and bolt them directly to that face using little clamps. You can buy a kit, but you may find out that you've got something a little bit bigger, and you need to sort of mill one little spot, but you can't fix it to here because it's too small. So I ran across that problem, and I thought, well, I've got some aluminium plate laying around in the workshop. What if I make something a lot bigger? So what I did, I came up with this piece of aluminium plate. It's about 6 inches in height, and it's about just over 5 inches wide. And there's the T bolts there, so that'll bolt in there. We'll bolt that in there, and I'll show you what I've made up and what other vices and devices that I can fix to this plate. Pretty much unlimited. It's just a matter of being aluminium, it's so easy to drill and tap the thread. So having this, rather than drill and tap into here, which I don't want to do, it's much easier to get a piece of aluminium like this. So we'll actually show you what I've set up with different vices. Okay, so with the 4 countersink sunk bolts, we've attached that. And you can see that there's 4 bolts in here. Now this is for a much larger vise. So I'll show you. I've got a few vices that I can fit to this. This is quite lightweight, so it's yeah, if it was to be used on a regular basis, I would use steel rather than aluminium because of the threads are liable to wear out much quicker. But for the sort of work that I do, I don't use it that often, so it'll last a long time because it's only in a home workshop environment. Okay, so I did talk about before where the vise could not be rotated. You didn't have dual vertical or horizontal options. It was only put in the orientation that the 2 jaws would open vertically. The vise, actually, I'll actually show you that vise. It's a little bit different than a standard type vise. Because what actually happens to this vise, that when you rotate it, both jaws move, right? So that you're always in your center line. So that's a little bit unique. Actually, this is really made well. I've heard other people say that theirs was a little bit loose, but this is really made well. I was lucky I got a good one. So you are limited in the capacity of that. And as I said, it's that way. It was facing that way, which means that you can only put jobs in, even though it's facing vertical, you can only put jobs in horizontal. Yet if you had the ability to turn the vise in that orientation, so I've actually drilled holes on here so that I can mount it on here and I can have something vertical. But it only opens 2 inches. It's only a little small drill vise for my drill stand. So I went out and purchased another one. This one's a little bit bigger. This is 75 millimeters, 3 inch. So that's where the 4 bolts are there. And you can bolt this on this way or you can bolt it on that way. So you've got horizontal and vertical alignments. And you've got about, look, it says 3 inch, but it nearly opens up to 80 millimeters. So you've got 80 millimeters, which is a lot bigger than 2 inches. Okay, now the other thing that you can do, we've also got other holes here, but you can drill and tap as many holes as you want on there. So that's not an issue. And one of the advantages of being able to drill and tap holes onto that is that you may get a job, it could be circular, you may not be able to clamp it properly using a vise, but you can get little kits, and I'm getting one, so I'll be able to demonstrate that later on, where you've got little tiny clamps, and you can get them in 8mm, 10mm, 12mm, 14mm, 16mm bolt size configuration. Little tiny clamps that will clamp onto the workpiece. So that's another way to attach things. So because in the standard configuration of this slide, you are limited on the size of the workpiece that you can put on it. So by putting this plate on, and you could even possibly, there's nothing stopping you to put a bigger one. Most of the time you're going to put your workpiece so that your end mill is going to work in the middle. You don't want to be putting pressure on the sides. It's much better and less movement if you work in the middle, but you can move using the cross slide. You can move right over to that side, or you can move over to this side. Plus you've got the up and down feature of that as well, and that's on a graduated wheel, which is in 1/100th thousandths of an inch. So what I've done is taken something that I got off eBay for about $220, modified it with the plate, and by the plate being modified and relatively inexpensive to manufacture, you can adapt a variety of clamps for it, or you can do what I've done also, is that you drill and tap your holes in various locations to make it much easier to clamp on or bolt on various different things. So I hope that information helps. It's just taken it one step a little bit further. I don't think that you'd ever want to go to anything bigger than this, but it gives you the opportunity to do something that's at least much bigger than the little 2-inch vise that it came with, because you're really limited to only milling very small parts using that type of vise. I hope that information helps. It's typically, this is aimed at the beginner. The only other thing that I'd like to say, that I'm not a machinist, but any machinist will tell you that just about every job that you do, if it's just basic turning, it's not a problem, but there are many other jobs that you may do on a CNC lathe or mill, even on a normal lathe, where you have to make up a jig or make something up for the job because the normal tools that you've got just don't work with the equipment that you've got. And that's all I've done here, is thought, well, okay, I'm going to make this fit. Look, I hope that information helps. It was just a bit of a project that I wanted to do because I had a few jobs and they wouldn't quite fit in the vise. So I thought, well, let's go out and get a vise. And the other thing is, if you were to try and bolt this vise directly onto this back plate, it's too difficult because this is much bigger than the actual sliding vise. So the easiest way out of that, to solve that solution, was to make sure that this plate was bigger than the vise, and that works. I could have made it even bigger, but I thought, no, usually I don't mill anything bigger than that. Anyway, I hope that information helps. I'm sure there's someone out there will appreciate that. So that's a pretty quick fix. If you get yourself a bit of aluminium plate like that, drill and countersink 4 holes using the T-nuts in the right locations. And then even if you wanted to, you could drill and tap threads going this way. Look, it's a great option. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.